Namaskar and welcome to Current Affairs by Sarvika. In this video, you will get to know first female president of Tanzania, first female judge from the tribal community, 150 years of Kolkata tramway, Hurun India Rich List, Nobel Prize winner in economics, history of Israel-Palestine conflict, host nations for FIFA World Cup 2030 and much more. So stay tuned. Current Affairs 7th October to 14th October 2023. National. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot announced the formation of 3 new districts, Malpura, Sujangarh and Kuchaman, ahead of the assembly election, taking the total number of districts to 53. The Congress government had created 19 new districts and 3 new divisions in August. While Malpura will be carved out of the existing Tonk district, Sujangarh will be created from Churu and Kuchaman from Nagaur. Do you know Uttar Pradesh has the greatest number of districts, 75, followed by Madhya Pradesh, 57. Kutch district is the largest district in India in terms of area. It has an area of 45,674 square kilometers. The smallest district in India is Mahe, which is just about 9 square kilometers in area. Mahe is one of the 4 districts of Puducherry Union Territory. Goa has the least number of districts among all states. There are 2 districts in Goa, North Goa and South Goa. Amongst the union territories, Jammu and Kashmir has the greatest number of districts at 20, and Chandigarh and Lakshadweep have only 1 district. Close on the heels of Bihar publishing the data collected from its caste-based survey, the Congress government in Rajasthan ordered a similar exercise to find out the socio-economic status of different sections of society and formulate targeted welfare schemes for them. The survey will be conducted with the state government's own resources. The survey will be carried out even after the Model Code of Conduct comes into force for the upcoming assembly election. The resultant data may be released subject to the approval of the Election Commission. The annual Joint Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief HADR exercise Chakravat started on Monday 9th October in Goa. The 2023 edition of the exercise was hosted by the Indian Navy from 9th to 11th October. The exercise has been conducted by Indian Army, Indian Navy and Indian Air Force in rotation since 2016, with the last edition 2022 conducted at Agra by Indian Air Force. Various national agencies, namely National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA), National Disaster Response Force (NDRF), National Institute for Disaster Management (NIDM), Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, DRDO also participated in the exercise. 8 foreign countries, Comoros, Madagascar, Maldives, Mauritius, Mozambique, Seychelles, Sri Lanka and Tanzania also participated in the exercise. Do you know Comoros is an African archipelagic or island nation located in the Indian Ocean. The name Comoros derives from the Arabic word Qamar, which means moon. Its capital and largest city is Moroni. Comoros proclaimed its independence from France on 6th of July 1975. A member of the Arab League, it is the only country in the Arab world which is entirely in the southern hemisphere. The president of Comoros is Azali Assoumani, who is also the president of the African Union. African Union was formally inducted into the G20 at the New Delhi summit. The currency of Comoros is Comorian franc, and you can see the picture of flag of Comoros. Ninth G20 Parliamentary Speaker Summit P20 was held from 13th to 14th October 2023 at the newly constructed India International Convention and Expo Center IICC Yashobhoomi Dwarka, New Delhi. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated the summit on 13th October 2023 and called it a Mahakumbh. Apart from the G20 countries, 10 other countries and international organizations also participated in the summit. The President of the Pan-African Parliament, Fortune Charumbira, and the President of the Inter-Parliamentary Duarte Pacheco also participated in the P20 summit. The Pan-African Parliament is the legislative wing of the African Union. President of the Mexican Senate, Ana Lilia Rivera, tied a Rakhi on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's wrist at the P20 summit in New Delhi on 13th October. Do you know the Inter-Parliamentary Union IPU is an international organization of national parliaments. Its primary purpose is to promote democratic governance, accountability, and cooperation among its members. The organization was established in 1889 as the Inter-Parliamentary Congress by statesman Frederick Passy of France and William Randall Cremer of the United Kingdom, who sought to create the first permanent forum for political multilateral negotiations. Frederick Passy was a French economist and pacifist who was jointly awarded the first Nobel Peace Prize in 1901 along with Henry Dunant, the founder of Red Cross. Starting his career as a carpenter, Sir William Randall Cremer was a British Liberal Member of Parliament. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1903 for his work with the international arbitration movement. Gurdial Singh Dhillon, former Speaker of Lok Sabha, was the first Indian to be elected President of the IPU from 1973 to 76. Ms. Najma Heptullah, former Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, was the second Indian and the first woman to be elected President of the IPU from 1999 to 2002. Parliamentarians from G20 countries and guest countries, including the newly inducted African Union, came together at the Grand India International Convention Centre, Dwarka, Delhi, to deliberate on the lifestyles which need to be adopted for the future of the planet. The Parliamentary Forum on Life, Mission Lifestyle for Environment, was held on the day preceding the grand opening of the 9th G20 Parliamentary Speaker Summit, that is P20. The only woman minister in the Puducherry NDA government, C. Chandira Prianga, resigned on Tuesday, that is on 10th of October, alleging gender and caste discrimination. She is also the only woman legislator in the 30-member Puducherry Legislative Assembly. Miss Samia Suluhu Hassan, first woman president of Tanzania, was conferred an honorary doctorate by Jawaharlal Nehru University for her role in fostering stronger India-Tanzania relations, promoting economic diplomacy and achieving success in regional integration and multilateralism. Miss Samia Suluhu Hassan is on a state visit to India. Do you know the first offshore campus of IIT is being set up at Zanzibar, semi-autonomous province of Tanzania, and is scheduled to be inaugurated in November. This campus shall be under the supervision of IIT Madras. Dr. Preeti Aghalem will be the first woman director in charge for IIT Madras, Zanzibar. She will also be the first woman director of IIT. The 21st National Maritime Search and Rescue NMSAR board meeting was held at Kolkata on 12th October 2023. The meeting was chaired by Director General Rakesh Pal, Indian Coast Guard ICG, in his capacity as Chairman NMSAR board. ICG is the coordinating and executing agency for maritime search and rescue in Indian search and rescue region. During the meeting, National Search and Rescue Awards for the year 2022 to 23 were also presented. The United Kingdom flag vessel MV Furious was awarded in the merchant vessel category. Indian fishing boat New Aparajita from West Bengal was awarded in fishing boat category. ICG ship Sujit and ICG Air Squadron 835 Squadron CG in government-owned SAR unit category, while Gujarat Maritime Board received the award in the Ashore unit category. An international high-speed passenger ferry service between Nagapattinam on the eastern coast of Tamil Nadu and Kankesanathurai in the northern province of Sri Lanka has resumed as of Saturday, October 14, 2023, after a gap of nearly 4 decades. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbanand Sonobal and Tamil Nadu Minister for Public Works, Highways and Minor Ports E.V. Velu flagged off the craft from the Nagapattinam port on Saturday. The high-speed craft HSC Cheryapani embarked on its journey around 8:15 a.m. from the Nagapattinam port with 50 passengers and 12 crew members headed by Captain Biju George on board. The Centre on Friday notified the appointment of former judicial officer Golmai Gaifulshilu Kabui as judge of the Manipur High Court. With this, Kabui will become the first woman from a tribal community to serve as a judge in the Manipur High Court. The Punjab government has called a two-day session of the State Assembly on October 20 and 21 amid a political row over a Supreme Court directive on the Sutlej-Yamuna link (SYL) canal. The decision comes days after the state cabinet had said that there was no question of building the SYL canal in Punjab as the state has no water to spare for Haryana. The Union Cabinet has approved the establishment of a platform for youth, Mera Yuva Bharat or MY Bharat, a physical and digital mechanism to connect youth across the country with appropriate government, private and NGO schemes for volunteering opportunities. The platform will be launched on October 31st, the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Arts and culture. In celebration of Kolkata's 150 years of tramways and UNESCO heritage recognition for Durga Puja, a special tram service will run from Toliganj to Baliganj. During its journey, the tram will pass through renowned areas where famous Durga Puja pandals are hosted. The tram's exterior compartments feature hand-painted designs paying tribute to Kumartuli, the traditional pottery district in North Kolkata, famous for crafting Durga idols. The artwork also depicts Sindur Khela and Dhunuchi dance. This special tram service will run from Durga Puja until the New Year. Kolkata's iconic trams, with a history dating back to 1873, stand as a symbol of the city's rich heritage and enduring charm. Do you know the first trams drawn by horses took to Calcutta streets on February 24, 1873? In 1895, Madras, present-day Chennai, saw India's first electric tramways enter service with 7 cars. In 1907, electric tramway was introduced in Mumbai under the newly formed Bombay Electric Supply and Tramway, that is BEST, company. Trams also started plying in other Indian cities like Delhi, Kanpur, Patna, Nashik and Bhavnagar. Trams saw their demise due to a variety of reasons, from the emergence of better alternatives to issues with economic viability. Patna would be the first city to discontinue tram service in 1903 on account of low ridership. Today, Kolkata remains the only city where trams are still plying. Union Minister Anurag Thakur launched the trailer of animated series Krish Trish and Balti Boy Bharat Hai Hum. The series consists of 52 episodes, 11 minutes each, featuring stories from Indian freedom struggle from 1500s to 1947. The series is hosted by the iconic animated characters Krish, Trish and Balti Boy. The series has been created by the creator duo of Munjal Shroff and Tilak Raj Shetty from Graffiti Studios. Michael Douglas, the distinguished Hollywood actor and producer, will be honored with the prestigious Satyajit Ray Excellence in Film Lifetime Award at the 54th International Film Festival, Goa. The IFFI Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award, formerly IFFI Lifetime Achievement Award, is an international honor instituted by the International Film Festival of India. The recipient is honored for their outstanding contribution to the growth and development of world cinema. International. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar announced the launch of Operation Ajay to facilitate the return of Indian nationals from Israel following an upsurge in violence and to monitor the situation in Israel and Palestine. A surprise attack by Palestinian group Hamas on Israel, combining gunmen breaching security barriers and a barrage of rockets fired from Gaza, was launched at dawn on 7th October during the Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah. Hamas called it Operation Al-Aqsa Flood. Saturday's attack came 50 years and a day after Egyptian and Syrian forces launched an assault during the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur in an effort to retrieve territory Israel had taken during a brief conflict in 1967. History of Israel-Palestine conflict. Formerly a British mandate after the fall of the Ottomans in World War I, United Palestine was partitioned into two, Israel and Palestine, by the UN in 1947. Today, the state of Palestine claims the West Bank and Gaza Strip as its territory, though in reality, the government only controls about 40% of territory on the West Bank. The term Israel has historically been used to refer to Jewish people. Its roots lie in the Hebrew word Yisrael, the name given to Jacob in the Old Testament and meaning he that strived with God. Israelites were Jacob's descendants. The Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued in 1917 by British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community. The statement, for the first time, promised British support for a Jewish national home in Palestine at the time of British mandate. It went on to be the basis of the creation of Israel 30 years later. Gaza is a strip of land just 365 square kilometers in size, wedged between the Mediterranean Sea to the west, Israel to the north and east, and Egypt to the south. It is home to more than 20 lakh Palestinians who have been living in siege-like conditions since 2007. Formed in the 1980s during the first Intifada, Hamas is a militant Sunni Islamist group and one of the two main political parties of Palestine, the other being the Palestinian Authority. It came up as a more militant alternative amidst failure of the Palestinian liberation movement to make real gains. Currently, it governs the Gaza Strip and was responsible for sparking the most recent escalation. Intifada literally means to shake off in Arabic. It was brought to popular movement by the Palestinians in the 1980s and is used to connote righteous rebellion against oppression. Palestine underwent two intifadas from 1987 to 93 and from 2000 to 2005. The West Bank refers to the territory allotted to the State of Palestine according to the UN's 1947 partition plan, lying to the west of the Jordan River. It has been under the military occupation of Israel since 1967. Currently, only about 40% of the region is controlled by the Palestinian Authority. The Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, was created in 1964 and sought to establish an Arab state in the former British Mandate of Palestine. A coalition of many parties and organizations, today it is officially recognized as the government of the State of Palestine. The US has deployed its newest and world's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald Ford, in the eastern Mediterranean Sea near Israel as a show of support for Israel. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the largest warship ever built. It is 337-meter long, 78-meter wide, and 76-meter high. It also displaces 100,000 tons at full load, equivalent to nearly 4 times the weight of steel used for the Howrah Bridge. It is nuclear powered. The aircraft carrier, which entered service in 2017, is named after former US President Gerald R. Ford. Ford served in the US Navy during World War II, enlisting after the Pearl Harbor attack. Ford served as an assistant navigator, athletic officer, and anti-aircraft battery officer on board the aircraft carrier USS Monterey and saw action in the Pacific Theater. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh visited Mentone in Perugia province of Italy to pay tributes at the memorial built for Nayak Yashwant Ghadge and other Indian soldiers who fought in the Italian campaign during World War II. The memorial, built in July, commemorates the gallantry and sacrifice of Nayak Yashwant Ghadge and other Indian soldiers who fought in the Italian campaign during the war. Ghadge served with the 3/5th Maharatta Light Infantry. He was posthumously awarded Victoria Cross (VC), the UK's highest military decoration, for his uncommon courage in one of the fiercest battles of the Italian campaign. More than 50,000 Indian soldiers took part in the Italian campaign, of whom around 5,700 were killed in action and are commemorated in various cemeteries across Italy. VC was awarded to 20 soldiers for their heroism in the Italian campaign. 8 of them, including Ghadge, are buried near battlefields where they fought. Bangladesh received the first uranium delivery for its Russian-backed nuclear plant, a project aimed at bolstering its overstretched energy grid but complicated by sanctions on Moscow. Bangladesh's first nuclear power plant is being constructed at Ruppur, Ishwardi, Pabna district on the east side of the river Padma. The plant is expected to generate around 15% of the country's electricity when completed, and the first of the 2 units is expected to go into operation in 2024. The Rupur nuclear power plant is being built by the Russian Rosatom State Atomic Energy Corporation and will have a total capacity of 2.4 MVE. Nobel Peace Laureate Muhammad Yunus appeared before Bangladesh's anti-graft watchdog over corruption charges that his lawyers said were part of a campaign of government's harassment. He is facing around 175 separate criminal and labor tribunal cases related to social business firms he set up in Bangladesh aimed at creating jobs and bringing services to the poor. An 8-foot-tall statue of Mahatma Gandhi has been unveiled at Tolstoy Farm, the commune that he had started during his tenure as a lawyer in South Africa in the early 20th century. The statue was unveiled on Sunday by High Commissioner of India Prabhat Kumar. Tolstoy Farm was an ashram initiated and organized by Mohandas Gandhi during his South African movement. At its creation in 1910, the ashram served as the headquarters of the campaign of Satyagraha against discrimination against Indians in Transvaal, where it was located. The ashram, Gandhi's second in South Africa, the first was Phoenix Farm, Natal in 1904, was named after Russian writer and philosopher Leo Tolstoy, whose 1894 book, The Kingdom of God is Within You, greatly influenced Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence. Herman Kallenbach, a Gandhi supporter, allowed Gandhi and 70 to 80 other people to live there as long as their local movement was in effect. In USA, Republicans nominated Steve Scalise to serve as Speaker of the House of Representatives following last week's ouster of Kevin McCarthy. Republicans controlled the chamber by a narrow 221-212 majority. Republicans picked Scalise over House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan in a secret ballot vote behind closed doors. British author Salman Rushdie is to release a memoir about the stabbing attack that nearly killed him last year when a knife-wielding assailant jumped on stage at an arts event in New York State. The book, entitled Knife: Meditations After an Attempted Murder, will be released next April. Rushdie's second novel, Midnight's Children, won the Booker Prize in 1981 and was deemed to be the best novel of all winners on two occasions, marking the 25th and the 40th anniversary of the Booker Prize. California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed a bill on that would have made California the first U.S. state to outlaw caste-based discrimination. Mr. Newsom called the bill unnecessary and that California already prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, ancestry, national origin, disability, gender identity, and other characteristics. And state law specifies that these civil rights protections shall be liberally construed. Sri Lanka assumed the chairmanship of the Indian Ocean Rim Association (IORA) at the 23rd IORA Council of Ministers, which concluded in Colombo on 11th October. The meeting was chaired by Foreign Minister Ali Sabri. Sri Lanka is a founding member of IORA, which was established in 1997 and previously served as its chair from 2003 to 2004. The Indian Ocean Rim Association (IORA), formerly known as the Indian Ocean Rim Initiative, and the Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation, is an international organization consisting of 23 states bordering the Indian Ocean. The IORA is a regional forum, tripartite in nature, bringing together representatives of government, business, and academia for promoting cooperation and closer interaction among them. The idea is said to have taken root during a visit of former South African Foreign Minister Pik Botha to India in November 1993. It was cemented during the subsequent presidential visit of Nelson Mandela to India in January 1995. Consequently, an Indian Ocean Rim Initiative was formed by South Africa and India. Mauritius and Australia were subsequently brought in. In March 1997, the IORARC was formally launched with 7 additional countries as members: Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Yemen, Tanzania, Madagascar, and Mozambique. Science and technology. The second spaceport of Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, which will be dedicated exclusively for small satellite launch vehicles, SSLVs, developed by the private sector, will come up in about 2 years at Kulasekarapattinam in Thoothukudi, district of Tamil Nadu. SSLV is a 3-stage launch vehicle capable of launching approximately 500 kg satellites in 500 km planar orbit. The key features of SSLV are low cost with low turnaround time, flexibility in accommodating multiple satellites, launch on-demand feasibility, and minimal launch infrastructure requirement. Market and economy. The Nobel Prize in Economics for 2023 was awarded on Monday, that is on 9th October, to Claudia Goldin, a Harvard University professor, for having advanced our understanding of women's labor market outcomes. Goldin's path-breaking work has shed light on the participation of women in the labor market over the past 200 years and why the pay gap between men and women refuses to close, even as many women are likely to be better educated than men in high-income countries. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank began the annual meeting on 9th October in the South Moroccan city of Marrakesh. This meeting is being held in African continent after a gap of 50 years. The last meeting in Africa was held in 1973 in Kenya. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank traditionally hold their annual gathering of finance ministers and central bank governors outside their Washington headquarters every 3 years. The southern Moroccan city of Marrakesh was supposed to host it in 2021, but the gathering was postponed twice because of the COVID pandemic. A powerful earthquake that killed nearly 3,000 people in the region south of Marrakesh last month threatened to derail the event again, but the government decided it could go ahead. Kristalina Ivanova-Georgieva Kinova is the current managing director of IMF. Indian-born Ajay Banga is the current president of the World Bank. The chairperson of one of the top industry bodies for technology companies, the Internet and Mobile Association of India, IAMAI, must now be from an Indian company. The body's member ruled on October 10 during an extraordinary general meeting. IAMAI is headed by an executive council that is currently chaired by Dream 11's Harsh Jain. Its vice chairperson is Make My Trips Rajesh Magao, while Times Internet's Satyan Gajwani is the treasurer. Shubho Ray is the IAMAI president. As per the list of richest Indians published by Hurun India, Reliance Industries chairperson Mukesh Ambani and his family reclaimed the top spot ahead of Gautam Adani. Adani's net worth has dropped sharply since January after Hindenburg's research made scathing allegations against his conglomerate. Cyrus Poonawalla of the Serum Institute of India held steady in the third position. Also, EdTech pioneer Baiju Ravindran, the co-founder of Byju's and a prominent figure in India's startup ecosystem, is no longer on the list as his company grapples with crisis. The list has 84 startup founders though with an average age of 41 and a collective net worth of 4.2 trillion. Founders of 33 unicorns are also part of the list. The average super rich Indian on the list is 63 years old, ranging from 20-year-old Zepto founder Keval Vohra to 94-year-old Mahendra Ratilal Mehta, founder of Precision Wires India Co., who has debuted on the list. Radha Vembu, the co-founder of Zoho, surpassed Falguni Nair to become the richest self-made Indian woman. She was ranked 40th on the overall list. Neha Narkhere, the 38-year-old co-founder of Confluent, a streaming data technology company, was the youngest self-made woman entrepreneur on the list. She was ranked 5th on the list of self-made women in India and 290th overall. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw of Biocon and Jayashree Ulal of Arista Network completed the rest of the top 5. Ulal, with a wealth of 15,800 rupees crore, was also the richest professional manager. Ignatius Naval Norhona of Avenue Supermarts with 5,200 rupees crore became the richest chief executive officer based in India. Manish Kejriwal, co-founder of Kedar Capital, became the first Indian private equity fund manager to secure a spot on the list with a net worth of 3,000 rupees crore. India's largest integrated energy conglomerate, NTPC Limited, has been recognized as one of the world's best employers 2023 in the Forbes World's Best Employers list 2023 released on 10th of October 2023. It ranked 261st out of top 700 companies in the world ranking and is the only Indian PSU to figure in the list. Every year, Forbes publishes the world's best employers list through independent market research to identify top 700 companies which offer exciting working and a positive environment, opportunities for training and career advancement, employee benefits, employee-centric and workplace diversity. Forbes partnered with market research firm Statista to create the 7th annual list of the world's best employers this year. Sports. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated the 141st International Olympic Committee IOC session on 14th October 2023 at the Geo World Center in Mumbai. The IOC session serves as a key meeting of the members of the International Olympic Committee IOC. Important decisions regarding the future of Olympic Games are made at the IOC sessions. India is hosting the IOC session for the second time and after a gap of about 40 years. The IOC's 86th session was held in New Delhi in 1983. The session will also be attended by President of the International Olympic Committee, Mr. Thomas Bach, and other members of IOC. 5 sports have been proposed by the LA28 Organizing Committee for inclusion at the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 2028, pending approval from the International Olympic Committee. They are baseball, softball, cricket, flag football, lacrosse, and squash. Of the 5 proposed sports, 3 have previously been sports contested at the Olympic Games: baseball, softball in 1992 to 2008 and 2020, cricket in 1900, and lacrosse 1904 and 1908. Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Sethi became the first Indian pair across all 3 doubles categories to be ranked number 1 in the world when they climbed 2 spots in the latest Badminton World Federation rankings released on 10th of October. Only 3 other Indians have had the privilege of being ranked number 1 in the world. Prakash Padukone was the first when he became the top-ranked men's single shuttler in 1980. India had to wait another 35 years before delivering another world number 1 when Saina Nehwal claimed the top spot in 2015, just after becoming the only Indian women's singles player to reach the All England Open Badminton Championship final. Kidambi Shrikant was the 3rd Indian and 2nd male player to be ranked number 1 when a brilliant run of form that saw him reach 5 Super Series finals, winning 4 to become world's number 1 in 2018. But Ranki Reddy and Shetty are the first Indian pair to become number 1, overtaking Indonesians Fazar Alfian and Muhammad Rian Ardianto and Chinese Liang Wei King and Wang Chang to reach the summit. They became the first Indians in 58 years to win the Badminton Asia Championships. Dinesh Khanna was the first Indian to win the Continental Tournament way back in 1965 before Ranki Reddy and Shetty claimed the prestigious trophy in Dubai. In June, when they clinched the Indonesia Open crown, Ranki Reddy and Shetty had become the first Indians to win a Super 1000 tournament, the elitist competition on the BWF World Tour, and also became the first Indians to win at all levels of the World Tour. In an unprecedented display of support and encouragement, the Paralympic Committee of India (PCI) and Indian Oil Corporation Limited came together to empower and encourage the contingent of 309 athletes, including 196 male and 113 female athletes, for the 4th Asian Para Games to be held at Hangzhou, China from 22nd to 28th of October 2023. The send-off ceremony was graced by Shri Hardeep Singh Puri, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Housing and Urban Affairs, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur, Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports and Information and Broadcasting, Shri Shrikant Madhav Vaid, Chairman, Indian Oil and senior officials of PCI. Kelvin Kiptum has broken the fastest marathon world record after registering a time of 2 hours 35 seconds at the 2023 Chicago Marathon. The 23-year-old Kenyan runner shaved 34 seconds off the previous record of 2 hours 1 minute 9 seconds, which was set by his compatriot Eliud Kipchoge at the 2022 Berlin Marathon. The women's race was won by Shifan Hassan, whose time of 2 hours 13 minutes 44 seconds was the second fastest in women's history, behind only Tigist Asifa's record-breaking run last month in Berlin. H. Manikanta of Services created a new men's 100-meter national record on the opening day of National Open Athletics Championships being held at the Shri Kanti Rava Outdoor Stadium in Bengaluru. The 21-year-old clocked 10.23 seconds to win Heat 3 and qualify for the final. He erased the earlier record of 10.26 seconds held by Amiya Kumar Malik set in 2016. For the first time, 3 countries from 2 continents will host the competition, with Spain, Portugal and Morocco as the host nations of FIFA Football World Cup 2030. Additionally, Argentina, Paraguay and Uruguay will serve as nations that open the event as a commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the first World Cup, which was held in Uruguay in the year 1930. This will be the first World Cup held in Africa since 2010, in South America since 2014, and in Europe since 2018. The hosts for the UEFA European Football Championship in 2028 and 2032 have been announced. While UK and Ireland will jointly host 2028 edition of the tournament, Italy and Turkey have been awarded the hosting rights of the Eurocup 2032. The announcement was made by UEFA President Alexander Ceferin at a ceremony in Nyon, Switzerland. The 2024 edition will be held in Germany. Italy is the reigning Eurocup champion. Famous personality of the week: Shiv Shankari. Noted author and activist Shiv Shankari was honored with the prestigious Saraswati Samman for the year 2022 for her memoir written in Tamil, Surya Vamsam, at the National Museum in Delhi on Thursday. Former Union Minister and the former recipient of the award, M. Veerappa Moily, who was the chief guest at the event, hailed Shiv Shankari as a national icon. The Saraswati Samman, instituted by the K.K. Birla Foundation, carries a plaque, a citation and a cash prize of Rs 15 lakh. Shiv Shankari is the 32nd recipient of the award, joining a pantheon of writers over the years. The selection follows a rigorous 3-tier process leading up to a final decision by Chayan Parishad, currently headed by former Supreme Court Judge Justice Arjan Kumar Sikri. Shiv Shankari's literary career spans over 5 decades. She is the author of 36 novels, 48 novellas, 150 short stories, 15 travelogues, 7 collections of essays, and 3 biographies. Her 2019 memoir, Surya Vamsam, unfolds in 2 volumes. The first is the metamorphosis from a child to a young writer, and the second is the life and times of an acclaimed author spreading her wings. At the same time, the volumes also chronicle the larger journey of a society in transformation. The Saraswati Samman, given annually for outstanding literary works in 22 Indian languages in the last 10 years, is among the highest recognitions in the field of Indian literature. Besides the Saraswati Samman, the Vyas Samman and the Bihari Puraskar are the literary awards instituted by the foundation. Thank you so much for watching till end. So if you liked the video, please like and share, and if you haven't subscribed the channel,